Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to fucking Spearhead Sundays. I am your host, Lewis Spears, because who the fuck else will be doing this Spearhead Sundays? Some dude called fucking... Can't think of anything funny, so here we go. So how are you guys going? I hope you're having a shit one. I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually doing fucking amazing. I'm very happy with how life is traveling at the moment because, hey... tickets are going on sale for Melbourne on Tuesday. That's a fucking thing, isn't it? Boys and girls. So if you're listening to this in Melbourne, I'm recording this on Saturday. So this is, you're listening to it on the 31st of January, Sunday. So tickets go on sale in fucking 2 days. So better get ready for that shit. Boys and girls, if you want to come see my show, it's called Lewis Spears, They Tried to Cancel Me Last Time. Have a look at my Facebook page, check out the fucking poster. How good is that? I love the poster, man. It's by Matteo Mazzella, who did the poster for as well last year. Cyberbully Superstar, he did that poster too, and I'm really fucking happy. I love his art style. It's so cool. And this one, you can see there's a whole bunch of Easter eggs and shit that I've done from 2015 in this new poster. So I'll point out a few of the really obvious ones. It's on my Facebook page. You've got Pinger Pete bottling SoFlo Antonio. That's probably my favorite one. It's got a whole bunch of people dressed up as lads. Elliot Loney dressed up as fucking Tony Abbott is in there. So it's all good. It's really, really cool poster. Like, I have like this weird thing where I just like if I like an artist or a comedian or a musician, I really want their poster. So like, obviously, you know, I want to do stuff that I like. So I've done really cool posters and then I'll put them up for sale on my website and shit like that, and I'll sign them. Man, I've got the shittest handwriting though. Like I'm trying to update my signature because I've been signing it. You know how you just sign like a fucking check? Like you don't want to get, if you really like a person and you buy something with their signature on it, you don't want it signed like they would sign a fucking check. You just can't read it. It's just scribbles, looks like a cock. Like that's not what you want. You want something that looks cool. So I'm trying to like come up with a signature, and it's really hard to describe because this is a fucking podcast. I don't know why I'm talking about this. But it's like, it says like Lou and then Spears, and then I do a line, and then I put like a triangle on the end of the line so it looks like a spearhead. Like saying that makes it sound extremely shit. I don't know. That's what I'm doing now. But yeah, the tickets go on sale Tuesday, and fuck man, I put the tickets on pre-sale for everybody who was on my gig list, loosespears.com/gig list. What did you say? I said loosespears.com/gig list. Fuck, listen. So I put that pre-sale up, and fucking hell, the first Saturday is almost sold out. Like I think there's only like 20 tickets left for the first Saturday, which is crazy because they've only been on they're not even on general public, they're on pre-sale. So thank you very, very much if you've grabbed tickets already. If you haven't, thank you very, very much if you will. If you're not listening to this in Melbourne, the rest of the states are going to be announced soon. I'm being fucked around by venues and that, but soon. Anyway, that's enough about my show. What have I done this week? I'm just finishing up my break from writing stand-up. I took a break from performing, not writing. I'm always writing. I took a break from performing stand-up just so I could focus on writing the show. I've been trying to get everything, because, you know, I've got all my jokes and they work. I just need to put them in a right order and make sure that the show flows. So the show flows like so flows nose. So what I'm trying to do is just make it a real cohesive thing. So the show goes for about 50 minutes to an hour. And I'm supported by a brilliant comedian called Luke Kidgel. Shout out Luke Kidgel. He was in my last Lou review as well, which is a thing. But yeah, so the show's... I think the show is really good. I think it's going to be fucking awesome. And I've been going to gym as well. That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been trying to do. I'm trying to put on weight. Like I'm 6'8", it's 2 meters tall. I can't be skinny. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'm thin, it just like I look like fucking Slender Man at the moment. That's what I look like, and it's time to fix it. I'm sick of being Slender Man. I wanna walk in a room. I don't want to be just that tall guy. I want to be that fucking huge guy. Do you know that guy where you like you'll pass him down the street and you look at him and you go, if I piss this man off, he could easily kill me. Like, that's what I want. When I walk into a room, I want everyone to go, fuck, that guy could probably kill me. So yeah, I just want to be a huge cunt. So I've been going to gym. I've been going to gym 5 days a week. It's a recent thing, so hopefully I can keep it up. But the gym for me is the easy part. The hard part for me is fucking eating food, because like, diet is more important than the gym. It's like 70% diet. And I just don't enjoy eating. Like, I don't like it. It's not an activity that I like doing. You know how some people are just like, oh, I just love eating. I like good food. Like, food that tastes good is good, but I get fucking bored, you know. And I'm such a slow eater. Like, Elliot Loney will tell you, like, if I ever go out to a meal with anybody, everyone's finished, and then I've still got, like, I'm halfway through. By the time everybody else finishes, I'm halfway through. And I just don't get it. How the fuck do you eat quick? I've tried doing it. Like, I go out to have a meal with a whole bunch of people, and I know that I'm going to be the last person fucking eating. So I try and fucking eat quickly. I just can't do it. It makes me want to vomit. Like, I try and eat quick, and then I'm like, I'm gonna die. It's fucked. I don't know how people eat fast. I don't understand it. Like, I'll just eat at my normal pace, and everyone just makes fun of me, and then I just don't want to fucking go out to eat with anybody. So yeah, eating is hard for me because I don't enjoy doing it. It's just boring. You know, you have to sit there and you can't really do anything else. Like, you can watch TV or YouTube, but, you know, YouTube, you got a 2-minute video, then you got to click around and find a new one, so you can't do that. You can't be fucked doing that. You got to sit there for like half an hour. I'm sure normal people have to do it for 10 minutes, but I got to eat for half an hour. I don't know. I know that giraffes also have to eat for, like, they have to chew for that long to make sure it doesn't get stuck going down their throat. Maybe that's why I... Maybe that's why I fucking eat slowly. I don't know. I just don't get it. But yeah, I'm going to gym. I'm trying to put on weight because I want to, I want to look good for my show, for the ladies. So the way I've gotten around this eating problem that I have, I've got a fucking eating disorder. I just don't enjoy doing it. Is I just drink milk, man. Like, that's when I really got into gym. Like in 2012, I just drank a shitload of milk and bulking shakes, and then I have fucking my diet. Literally, this is what I eat every day. Starting from, like, since last month, I have I have 2 cans of tuna. I have 2 rice cakes with peanut butter, and then I have a massive bowl of pasta. I have yogurt, and I have fucking milk and muesli for breakfast, and then I have a can of baked beans, and then I have some fried rice and 2 eggs for dinner, and then I try and eat intermittently smaller snacks in between that, and then just to even it out, I also have 4 liters of milk a day. And that's not a fucking joke. That's what I've been doing. I've been drinking 4 liters of milk a day. When I tell people that, they think that I'm crazy, because you know how people are lactose intolerant, and they're like, oh, if I even have like a cup of milk, I shit my pants and can't go to work. But I don't know, milk just has never ever affected me. Like, I love cheese, I love chocolate, and milk I can drink and have no problems. Like, I'll drink 4 liters of milk and then in a day, and I'll do that every single day, and I've been doing that every day for about a month. And yeah, I've been putting on shitloads of weight. Like, since I started, for my first month, I've put on like 5 kilos. So yeah, it's working for me. I think I did my tally. It's like about 6,000 to 7,000 calories I'm eating a day. So yeah, I don't fuck around, boy. So, but man, it's a full-time job, I swear, like, drinking that much milk, because you can't just sit down and drink 4 liters of milk in one sitting. Like, you have to plan that shit out. Like, you got to do it. I figure it out. Like, I wake up at 6 in the morning and I go to bed at midnight, and I kind of have a liter of milk every 2 hours, and that kind of sorts me out. So that's what I've been doing, and that's how I've been putting on weight, because yeah, I want to look good. So that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. So I don't know, maybe I'm gonna die. That'll probably fucking calcify my brain. But something interesting happened to me that I wanted to talk about. Somebody got offended by something that I put on Twitter, and had to tell me about it and fucking make me change my behavior. Problem is, the tweet's fucking hilarious. I think it's very, very, very funny. I just don't get it, people who get offended. I had this conversation with someone this week, actually. People, like, when you go to a stand-up gig and you get offended, do you have a right to be offended? And I think you have a right to be offended, but just shut the fuck up. Like, no one cares if you're offended. Like, if you go to a stand-up gig and somebody tells a joke and you don't like the joke, so you don't laugh because you're offended or you disagree with it or whatever the fuck, just be quiet. No one cares. Because this is the conversation I was having with the person. So she said that the question was, is anything ever a bad joke? Like, can you get offended by something? Let's say, can a joke actually be offensive to, and you should just not say the joke? Because here's the thing, as a comedian, every single joke that you come up with comes from a funny place. You think that it's funny, otherwise you wouldn't do it on stage. If you just want to go up and talk about how the white race is superior, you probably wouldn't be a comedian. You go and be the next Hitler, right? So I think that the benefit of the doubt should always fall back onto the comedian, and you should probably trust that whatever the comedian is saying, whether or not it makes you laugh, they might not actually believe what they're saying. If they're saying something horrible, if they make a joke about rape that wasn't very good and people didn't laugh and people got offended, that doesn't mean that comedian promotes rape. Do you know what I'm saying? Because when you're a comedian, if you come up with a joke and you want to do it on stage, that's because you think that it's funny. But you never actually know that a joke is going to be funny, or you don't know if a joke is funny or not until you do it in front of an audience. And oftentimes, jokes about risky material can fall flat when you do it for the first time because you don't know that joke properly. Like, a few times I've done some of my really, really good jokes, and the first time I've done them, they've just fallen flat and got no laughter, and people go, ooh, you shouldn't say that. But does that mean that I should never do that joke again, or I should never try and improve that joke? No, it doesn't. And that's what I try to explain to people who, get offended and try and protest stand-up acts or videos or jokes they don't like, is when you see a comedian performing on stage, the only thing they're trying to do is make the audience laugh and be a good comedian. I think that comedians need the benefit of the doubt. If they say something that's not, that you didn't find funny, and you think it's racist, or you think it's sexist, or you think it's whatever, or you think it's horrible, that doesn't mean that comedian is a sexist or a racist or whatever. That just means that comedian thought something was funny, and maybe it wasn't funny. Maybe it will be funny later, because a lot of the time you do a joke for the first time, it fucking sucks, and then you do it again later once you improve it, and it's funny. So, I don't think people, if you get offended, fucking good on you, but shut the fuck up about it. So this is what I did. This is my tweet that offended somebody. I posted a photo of myself, and the tweet said, "When the girl you follow on Snapchat, because she posts photos of her boobs, starts filming her boring daily life." And the photo of me was of my face, and the caption was "Stop that." Basically, it was complaining about, when you follow somebody, you follow a girl on Snapchat because she posts her tits, and then, out of nowhere, she starts filming her daily life, like she's at a fucking cafe, or she's with a dog, or, at a party, and it's just like, I don't want to see that shit, that's an insult to me, that's not why I'm here. And people are like, oh, that's sexist, you think that women are only good for their breasts? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that this particular woman is only good for breasts. Nah, not the woman. I mean the Snapchat account. Like, the woman, even if this woman who runs the Snapchat account is like a circus performer, she can juggle and breathe fire and swallow swords, even if she can do all that shit, that's really cool, but that's not why I follow this Snapchat account. That's not what this is for. If she started posting that, I'd still feel ripped off. You know what I mean? I followed that for breasts and nothing else. It's like if you walked into Macca's and all they do is they advertise, everything they do is fucking burgers and chips, and you go and you order a Big Mac, and then they just go, yeah, sure, Big Mac, and then they come back with some fucking dirt on a plate. As you'd be like, hey, that's not what I'm here for. And if they went, oh, excuse me, you reckon that the only thing we can do is burgers? Is that the only thing we're good for? I'm like, no, I'm sure you can do lots of things, but the reason why I'm here is for burgers, so when I don't get burgers, I feel ripped off. So a whole bunch of people got offended at that. which I think is absolutely hilarious. But yeah, that's you can't mislead your fan base. It'd be like my Snapchat. People follow me on there for funny shit, and I just started posting photos of my nutsack. Right? I'm sure there is an audience out there who would enjoy nutsack pictures, but they're not following me. They're following the guy who posts nutsack pictures. Like, if all of a sudden he started posting funny stuff and I started posting nutsacks, both of our audience would be pissed off. It's not fair. So, yeah, I don't know. I think being offended, good on you if you're offended, but just shut the fuck up. What else have I been doing this week? I've been reading a lot more. I'm trying to get back into reading because I feel like reading actually does make you smarter. I'm trying to read less sexual fan fiction and more books. I'm currently reading the first of a book series called The Wizard's First Rule, and fuck, it's such a good book. It's about this dude, and it's just such a generic fucking fantasy thing, but it's just so good. It's like, but the series is 14 books long. It's gonna take me till I'm 80 to read them all. But man, it's such a good book. It's about this dude, Richard Cypher, and he's just some normal dude living in a place where there's no magic, and all of a sudden, this hot bitch in a dress comes through, and she's magic, and she comes from this magic world. And then they find a wizard who's been living in the world of non-magic, and they give him a sword of truth that makes him really angry, and then he has to fight all these people, and he finds out he has to take over, kill this dictator called Dark and Rahl, and Dark and Rahl is like a big rapist who kills people, fucking normal fantasy stuff, and man, it's a good book. I remember I used to get in this series when I was like 16 or 17. I think I got about 4 books in before I gave up. And stopped reading them, but I've gotten back in them. I thought I would start the series again, and I just remembered how amazing the series is. So if you are looking for a book to read, get into Wizard's First Rule, because man, that shit is so good. It's just so well written as well. Like, this author, he's got a hard-on for describing stuff. Like, the dude will spend, like, the main character will just walk into a room, and then the author will spend 3 pages just describing the room and everybody in it. And then I'm just sitting there reading the book going, shit, I know exactly what this fucking room looks like. And then that helps me enjoy the book more, which is awesome. So I'm also doing it on a Kindle, which I really didn't like Kindles when they first came out, and it's for such a wanky fucking reason. The only reason I didn't want a Kindle is I couldn't come up with anything other than I just don't want to read it on a Kindle. I like books. I like reading books, but books take up so much fucking space. And I just realized, I think I got the Kindle for like my 18th birthday, so I've had it for like 3 years, and I think I only really just realized why I didn't want to use the Kindle. And it's literally just because I liked having books on my shelf because it made me feel smart. What a fucking wanker reason. That's the only reason why. And I think that's the only reason why anybody doesn't want to use an ebook reader. They're so much better. Like, I can just carry this shit around in my pocket and I can have 10,000 books in it. You can fit a whole library inside an ebook reader, and people just don't want to do it because, I like holding the book and reading. It's the same shit. It doesn't even have a backlit screen. It's the same shit. And now I've got like I have like 50 books on my bookshelf that I'm never gonna read again. They just sit there, and I look at them and go, yeah, I'm a fucking smart cunt, eh? I read all them books, and nobody comes into my room either. Like, no one comes into my room and looks at my books and goes, wow, Lewis, you're a smart dude, eh? Nobody fucking does that. In fact, if anybody comes into a room and looks at all your books and they see like you've got 300 books in a bookshelf, chances are they probably think, wow, this guy's a fucking weird dude. Why does he have so many books? Like, what, does he not know how to fucking clean? That's all they think. Like, if I was a girl and I walked into some guy's bedroom and I was about to hook up with him and I saw he had 1,000 books, I'd probably think the dude's got Asperger's and he's gonna murder me. Because nobody really reads that many books. Like, everybody has a bookshelf with 300 books on it in their house, and they look at all of them and they think, I haven't read any of these. What the fuck am I doing? There was a stage in my life where I just enjoyed the feeling of buying books because they're so cheap. You just buy a book and you go, yeah, I'm definitely going to read this, eh? And then you put it on your shelf and it just fucking lives there forever. What do I have on my shelf here that I haven't read? I've got Stephen King, It. I got halfway through that. I got Second Wind. That fucking... I didn't read that, but autobiography. What else do I have that I haven't fucking read? I got The Exorcist. I've read that. Wolf of Wall Street. Got halfway through that. Susan McLean's book. I read that one. Ripped that shit up. I don't know. I got like 30 books on there, and I reckon I've read about fucking half of them. It's bullshit. So I've gotten into ebook readers, and they're so much better. You don't have to worry about a fucking bookmark, because that was my problem. I didn't like, my bookmarks, I always lost them, and I hated folding the pages, so I would just lose where I was and then just fucking forget about it. But this one, it remembers where you are. You can highlight your own shit without ruining the book. It's good, man. And they're so much cheaper. Like, I got this book for $1.50. Whereas it would have cost me $25 in a shop. So if you want to get into reading, get it like a Kindle or an ebook reader or whatever the fuck they call them, and just read it on there. You can get one for $100, spend $2 on a book, and yeah, it's just a lot more enjoyable. Now I read so much more than I would have. Because you know when you're reading a book and you read it on the bed and then your wrists just start to get tired, like you get 10 minutes into reading a book and it feels like you've just had 10 wanks. And and you just can't hold the book anymore. You're going to drop it on your face. Doesn't happen with a Kindle because they weigh like 500 grams. It's awesome. Actually, 500 grams, that's half a kilo. That's really heavy. I don't know. I failed math. What do you want? They didn't even teach you fucking weighing shit in school. What do you guys want from me? Here's the thing that I realized. In my last Lou review, I did one on George Dalton, that guy, kid who does covers. And I made fun of him a lot. And somebody commented on my... someone commented on my YouTube and said, George Dalton's father died of brain cancer when he was 5. So you're an asshole. And you know what? I looked it up and he was correct. George Dalton's father did die of brain cancer when he was 5. And you know what? A lot of people would feel really bad about it. But I'm not a lot of people, am I, really? Like, I just saw that and I was like, okay, cool. That's pretty horrible. That sucks. But you know what? So do YouTube covers. But no, it is a horrible thing. I'm not about to fucking joke about some kid's dad dying of brain cancer. I'm not that type of dude. Because I do understand that it's horrible. And I actually I actually did speak to... George afterwards, and he took it really well. Like, he's like, I saw the video and it was I understood it was funny and that stuff. I was like, wow, this dude's really mature for like a 12-year-old dude. And I spoke to him. He's like, I like the video, it's funny, and you know, you raised some good points about cover artist and that. And I got speaking to him, and then, you know, topic got onto his dad, and I asked him, you know, like, how do you get by, you know, losing a father that young? Because if you lose a father when you're like 5 years old, you kind of remember them, but you wouldn't really. And I spoke to him a little bit about it, and he's like, you know, losing a father, it was really, really bad. But because I was 4, I didn't really understand losing a father, so I didn't really get like that he was never coming back. And it wasn't until a few years later that it sunk in, like, fuck, I don't have a dad. Like, my dad is dead and he's never coming back. And that was a horrible, horrible time in my life. But it was nowhere near as bad as Miscellaneous Bit at the End. Miscellaneous Bit at the End, as you guys know, is the worst part of the podcast. Fucking turn this shit off now. Do not listen. Because, man, it's the worst part of my life, really. Miscellaneous Bit at the End is absolutely fucking horrible. It's the part of the podcast where I answer your questions that you email me. If you would like to email me a question, contact@louspears.com. That's contact@louspears.com. You fucking listen. It's contact@louspears.com. Make sure you leave a subject like, my boyfriend bashed me because I cheated on him with the dog, so that I get like a brief summary of it, and then give me an email. Let me know if you want to be anonymous or if you want to be credited, and I will abide by your rules. So let's get into the first question. This is one by, I actually got this one today. Let me just man, I should be way more organized than this. Let me just get my emails up. I got this one today. I actually haven't read it, so I'm going to read it right now. I got this one like 10 minutes before I started to record. That's my phone going off. There might be another email. Let me just turn that off. Unprofessional fucking hour. Here we go. Okay, so the guy said... Oh, it's one of those questions. Where's the best place to hit your girlfriend where the bruises won't show? Well, I'm not going to answer that question because that's a shit question, mate. It's not even that funny. If you're going to make a joke about beating your girlfriend, you might as well make it funny. Here's a good one. Okay, here's the one that I was going to answer. This is the one that I'm prepared for. Hey Lewis, love all your stuff. I can't even read it. Hey Lewis, love all the stuff you do. Thank you very much. Just finished listening to your third podcast and I need some advice. Well, that's what I'm here for, buddy. Just refer to me as Brad. All right, Brad, let's get into your question. I'm really confused about where I want to go with life. I've been in and out of shitty fast food jobs since I was 15. I'm nearly 19 now, so what, he's been working at Macca's for 4 years. Fuck, man, I'd hate my life. They always screw me around on shifts, and I'm sick of having no money. Man, I know that feeling, bro. My main goal has always been to be a professional musician and tour the world. Fuck yeah, man, what a cool dream. But because the entertainment industry is fucked, musicians without management/booking agents don't make shit. Incorrect. And musicians with management make even less money because most management organizations are greedy cunts. I need a career path, but because I'm basically a lazy fuck, I've considered getting into sound engineering both live and in a studio. But you need money for gear to make money with that job. Also considered youth work/event management. Any advice on a path and how to go about getting into it/getting a better fucking job would be awesome. Cheers, Brad. Well, Brad, if you're looking for advice on how to fix your life, you've certainly come to the wrong place because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. No, but here's the thing, Brad. With music, with comedy, with anything, with art, with anything creative, there is definitely money in it. There's shitloads of money in it, but it's very hard to get because you have to work harder than anybody else who's trying to do it. To give you an example, I started comedy when I was 18, so I guess I'm a year ahead of you. And I'm only really starting to make a little bit of money right now when I'm 22. Like literally now I've quit my job and I've only started getting regular income. And that's from YouTube, that's from shows, that's from merchandise. It's all 100% from fans. I don't have any kind of management. And I'll tell you something, man, there definitely is money in music. You just have to work really hard. If you're a musician, you should be, you can't rely, you say, okay, what did you say about agents? Okay, musicians without management/booking agents don't make shit. That's really not true, man. Musicians without booking agents don't make shit if they're not doing shit. You have the internet. Like, the internet is the most amazing thing. If you want to, here's a really good book. I was speaking about books before. Here's actually a really awesome book about making money as a musician. And I read it as a comedian, and I applied a lot of things, and it actually really, really helped me. What's the book called? The book is called, fucking hell, let me get it up. Six-Figure Musician. That's what it's called. It's a really good book. Six-Figure Musician, How to Sell Yourself and Make Money. Just Google that. And that's a really, really good book. It's really interesting and just kind of explains how to make money as an independent artist. And as a musician, as a comedian, as an artist, the internet is your fucking friend. If you are a musician, you are totally able to do one song with a film clip a month. It's totally possible. That's totally within your abilities. And a really good person to look up to in terms of independent success in Australia in music is Cursor. Forget about all the shit that you've heard about Australian rap and about Cursor, and regardless of whether or not you like his music, whether you think he's good or bad or whatever, fuck that. Look at how he's running his music business. He releases a music clip once a month, sometimes even more than that. He tours once a year and he does an album once a year. He's done that every single year for 5 years. It's staying consistent and it's paying off. Now the guy, he's genuinely successful. He has his own record label that he set up just this year, and he's going to start putting other artists and putting out their albums on his record label. Like, it's a fucking amazing thing that he's doing right now. And it's literally, it's literally consistency. The guy works hard, he's more consistent than any other Australian rap artist in the country, and he is the most successful independent Oz rap artist in the country. Now, I try to do that with my shit. I try to put out a comedy video every single week. I do a podcast every single week. I do an article every single week, and I do a new show every single year. And that's where I make my money. I put my YouTube videos out for free, just like you would put your music out for free. The podcast is free. The articles are for free, and then I try and make money using on tours and things like that. And musicians, it's exactly the same way, bro. You just have to work harder than anybody else. You have to do it every single day, because if you really, really want it, you can do that. You can, like, music to you should be more important than sleep, more important than work, more important than food, because that's what it is for everybody else who's working in that industry. And management, with the internet, you don't need management. I don't have a manager. I've toured the country. I'm about to tour it for the second time. I don't have a manager. I'm not even trying to get one. Like, I might get one when my shit comes too big. I would like a manager to help book me for TV shows and movies, because that's not something that I'm interested in learning. But right now, man, like, I do every single thing myself. I learned how to do it. I built my own website. I sell my own tickets. I do my own YouTube videos, I film, I edit. You should be doing as much stuff as you can by yourself, even as a musician. And even with the music that I put out, I made the beats, I wrote the lyrics, and I did the rapping. I only have to pay a guy to record it and mix it, and then I can put it out there. And like, honestly, man, with anything, the internet is your friend. There's no rules against you putting shit up. You can just do it every single month. So, man, like, if there's any advice I can give you, it's just do it, be consistent. And the biggest piece of advice I can give people just starting out is be okay with being shit. You're gonna suck. When you first start out, you're gonna be shit. But nobody remembers when you're shit. Have a look at some of my first videos. They fucking suck. They're horrible. But you know what? People don't remember me for that now. They remember me for the stuff that I'm doing currently. So that's something with the internet as well. Like, just, yeah, with music, just try and put something out once a month if you can. Because you totally can do that. Just once a month, write one song, do one film clip, put it up there. You're going to suck for a little bit, but then you'll get better. You'll realize how to get good, and you'll get a little fan base. With whatever you're doing with the internet, there's a fucking market for it. And I'm serious when I say this. Look at Cursor. He should be the blueprint for any kind of independent musician, regardless of genre. One promo song a month up there for free, one album a year that you have to pay for, one tour a year that you have to pay for, and he's literally just been doing that. He just does that. He engages with his fan base. He stays consistent. He consistently improves with his craft. Whether or not you like Aussie rap or not, look at what he's doing on the business side of things, and you'll see, fuck, that's how you become successful as an independent musician. It's seriously consistency, consistency, consistency. Just keep fucking doing it. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do a video every week. And yeah, man, that's all the advice that I can give you, Brad, is don't give up. Yeah, Macca's is shit, but you know what? You know what's worse than fucking Macca's is not being a musician. If that's what you really want to do, man, you'll fucking work at Macca's heaps as much as you can, and put any kind of money that you get straight back into music. All the money that I get from Patreon, YouTube, and anything like that goes straight back into my comedy. I pay myself $150 a week just to survive, and all the rest of my money goes back into comedy because that's what I want to do with my life. Why would I put my money anywhere else? So yeah, that about wraps up the question. If you're listening to the podcast and you have any other questions that you'd like me to answer, whether it's about your career or your life or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, whatever the fuck, I'll answer it. So thank you very much for listening to Spearhead Sundays. That wraps everything up. I hope you're having a shit one, and I'll see you next week.